So the Atlanta Dream took a loss to the Indiana Fever, and I'm in utter shock. I can't believe that the Atlanta Dream went down like this. And you know who else is in shock? The Indiana Fever fan base. So don't come up in my comment section talking about, well, now you know. Well, now you know, because I promise you, I got the receipts. About 80% of y'all, and this number could be higher, about 80% of y'all thought that your season was over with when Caitlin Clark went down. Nail in the coffin when Sophie Cunningham went down. And then, oh my gosh, Ari McDonald went down. Sydney Colson went down. Now you know who the star of the team is. Kelsey Mitchell. Now you know who Odyssey Sims is. She has 36 playoff games. She's been to the semifinals 4 times. This is about to make her 5th semifinals appearance. She's been to the finals twice. Now you know who Shea Petty is. She's been to the playoffs 17 times. She's played in the semifinals once. She's been to the finals once. This is a team that shouldn't be here. On paper, what they've been through, Indiana is a testament to never give up. You hear the passion from Coach White, and you hear the passion from Natasha Howard, who frankly, man, she got to write a book about this. She said she wanted to be the MVP this season. And we were laughing. We don't know if she's going to be the MVP for the season, but she has a chance. Her name is still in the hat for finals MVP at this point. We've talked about Coach White throughout the season, people commenting her demeanor has changed with this Indiana Fever team. Frankly, some have said she looked crazy on the sideline. And I just have to remind us that sometimes you got to be a little bit crazy to make things happen. Sometimes the greatest people are a little bit crazy, unfortunately. The Atlanta Dream played a great game, to be honest. I thought at one point they were going to win by 10. The way that it was going, the way that they were shooting the ball, Atlanta was just in a flow. And then something that has been happening periodically throughout the season, they dismantle in the second half of the game. It could be the third quarter, it could be the fourth quarter. They lose composure. They stop doing the things that got them there. They're better when they're moving the ball. The ball was stagnant. There were miscues. There was the pulling of Te-Hina Paopao. At one point, Te-Hina Paopao had 6 points in 4 minutes. She only played 9 minutes in the game. We didn't see her much in the second half. She made a couple of mistakes. This has been the story throughout the season. Paopao is on a shorter leash, and that happens when you're a rookie or a freshman or just a newer player coming into a space when you're around so many vetted people in your position. I've said it a couple of times. I don't negate the greatness that is Rhyne Howard, the shot making ability, the defensive ability that Rhyne Howard has. But at times she's taking ill-advised shots. And at this point, I can't even just blame it on Ryan, because Alicia Gray had moments as well. There were some miscues down the stretch. Brianna Jones had a critical turnover, but I just want to say that this turnover isn't all on Brianna Jones. Basketball is about shapes and lines. So where Brianna Jones received the ball, it would have been a better angle for Rhyne Howard to actually be in the place where Bree threw the ball. So I think that Ryan may have been out of position just trying to get to her shooting spot, but she was so open on that side of the court, slowing down. It looks like we're just moving too fast. Bree passed the ball reactively instead of actually seeing where Ryan was, because they're just trying to move too fast. It was a sense of urgency, but with urgency, you also have to have composure when you're fighting to win a championship. And they were playing great defense. Jordan Canada has some of the best one-on-one defense you're going to get on Kelsey Mitchell. She ran her in a circle. But honestly, now that I look at that play, it feels like a decoy, because while we watching Kelsey Mitchell go around in a circle, that's what Atlanta is preoccupied with. Then you have movement on the other side of the court, which allows Lexi Hull to escape right to the basket. And then there's what I feel like is just the evolution of basketball decisions. Because back in my day, yeah, I'm an old head now. Back in my day, if you have the whole lane like Rhyne Howard has at this point, a player even fell. They didn't need 3 points at this moment. But Ryan took the longer distance shot instead of taking just a couple of dribbles in to take the higher percentage shot. It's also mental with Atlanta as well when it comes to composure, because down the stretch, 20 seconds left in the game, Jordan Canada gets hit with the screen. She falls down. While she's down, she's complaining to the referee. It's less than 20 seconds left in the game. Get back into the action. You're missing the action. Indiana is still in the moment. They moving the ball. Aaliyah Boston ends up getting open underneath the basket. And in the final moments on the inbound plays, it just looked like there wasn't a second option in the inbound play. It just doesn't look like the inbound play was fleshed out very well. So a tough loss for the Atlanta Dream, but they're this close. I don't know if they continue with BG looking into next year. It's a great addition to the team from a veteran standpoint, from a fan standpoint, but as far as functionality, they could use that roster spot and that contract, maybe a different style of post play. I think the game is a bit faster now. So having a post player that's a little more versatile could be an additional help, because right now they have two traditional bigs in Brianna Jones and BG. It's unfortunate though. It's unfortunate that I even have to say this about Atlanta, because man, such a promising season. Coach Smesco had a great run. I think he also has a lot to learn in the first year. I think mostly with management of rotations, and I think that's tough. And I think that's something that coaches are always going to be working on, because every team is different, and a lot of these things are temperamental and it changes. Like sometimes this lineup is going to work, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's players on, sometimes they're not. It's just a lot to manage. So I commend Coach for a great season, the whole Atlanta team for a great season, just great basketball. And it's been a joy to watch and cover. But what are your thoughts, Hoops Tribe? How do you feel about this matchup? Let's talk hoops.